Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to 2026. um Let's see. Let me get all Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Hope you all have had a good celebration at least. First stream of 2026. Yeah. And the last video of 2025. I just got it done like the day of, just before I had to leave. Good lord. Holidays are not good for video production. I've been slacking, but we'll manage. We'll manage. I might have to push next week's video though, because I haven't been able to get to it. Okay. It's Friday. My week's all messed up, but I have done a little tidbit of work. So let me go in here. So first of all, look at this. Looking good, right? I'm not 100% sold on the idea, but it is shaping up to be pretty cool. You know, you've got your main road is 7 wide, or pretty wide. Smaller roads are like 5 wide, and then you've got like your alleyways that are 3 wide, or even 2 at this point. So that's pretty cool. And then I've got these. I've designed this one to relay power throughout the city, and I kind of like them. I've put like a light on it that flickers, and I feel like that might be a cool idea. But again, not sold on it. I do if we do keep up with the pasted in builds, I feel like we should have districts. Like all of these people that are living in these houses work in these 2 factories, and then once we put in a different factory on that side, we put out houses that are of a different design, just to keep a little bit of that variation in there. But that's about all. Like I didn't get much more into this before the holidays. I do like the aesthetic of them all being the same, but the streets themselves do need decoration. And then I finished up these 2 buildings, right? Which this one lacks gilding, in my opinion. Sick out of my mind. Dude, get some sleep. If you're sick, get some sleep. Don't worry about being here. Let's just do that. And then maybe we get you. And then we do this just like put in like a brass like little trim on it. Sure, why not? But today what I want to do is get this in here like a little park. I've already started it with the pagoda, and then just some general like decorations in the streets is what I want to do. We are going to let me unfortunately my motivation to decorate my I want to hit, so be awake. Yeah, I know. I get it. Still, try and get some sleep. We are gonna use wood for this. And we're gonna try and make some simple oak trees. Nothing too fancy, nothing too. Okay. And then one more branch in here, I would say. Like that. There we go. That'll work. Maybe we push this one out to here. Right, like that. I'm not good at trees, so don't... I have like a basic way of doing it, which is get all the branches in first, but that's about it. Then from here, we kind of want to go like that. Trees are hard, don't blame you. Yeah, I should have invested more in my tree building skills though. Should have invested more in them. What I'm kind of annoyed by is the fact that I don't know how to shape them right, which is kind of annoying because they either end up looking very like either blocky or they're too flat. So I'm trying to work up at least. Like that, maybe. I don't know. Okay, let's try. And then what I usually do is I find like where it's the widest, which is this level right here. And I try and go around it in a way that it seems full. Right? Because it isn't like an oak, right? And oak trees usually come in pretty... They're not round per se, but they're pretty round. So I kind of take my landscaping advice and just go like that. This. I don't mind it hanging over the street because I kind of like that idea that it's kind of overhanging, you know? That would be the widest circle in the tree, right? Which looks kind of good. We are lacking in here, like in when we're talking branches, we're lacking in that space because this is a good view of like support-wise, how are we doing? Then we're gonna go up here. And then maybe like a little up here. Like that. That looks a bit better. How are we looking from... That feels more tree-like. And then we kind of bring it up. I try to cover most of the branches first, because that's where the actual leaves would be, right? That's where the leaves would be. Is hugging the branches. This is not always successful, but I've found it to be a good guide. And then at that point, once you've covered all the branches, it's just hacking away at the leaves to get the shape right. That. There is no science to trees. Like, literally. It's all nature. And then don't forget the underside as well. We want some droopage on these. And then I think that look like that for me, pretty good, right? It's not too shabby. Now let's hope that this comes out as good as the other one. Let's see. Okay, we've got some dead space in here, but that'll probably fill in with some added leafage in here. What are we thinking? I like that we see the branches through the tree, which means it's not too dense. I don't want my trees too dense. Right, we can still see some sky through the leaves, which is good. I fear that this might be a bit too weird. So I might actually bring you out and do that, although I don't love it. Maybe we get rid of that, do this. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's better. And then this is not floofy enough. Needs a bit more leaf and a bit more stick. There we go. Just adding a bit more support in some of these, because it doesn't make sense that there's too many gaps in here. And then I think we've got like a final tree. I like that there's some sticky outy bits, right? Although this might be a bit too much. From here it looks good. That's kind of weird because it's floating on nothing, right? It's connected to nothing. Let's see. How does this change if I put you on there? That's not too shabby. Yeah, I like it. Wisdom check. Smile. Tomorrow is another day. Oh, that's the wrong camera. There you go. Oh, other news. I've got more news, chat. I got. Yeah, I do like it overhanging the kind of vibe. I want to add more trees in like the square areas, but maybe not in here. Maybe we do like planted trees in the city, and then while we expand onto the island, we'll see what we can do. But I did get confirmation for the arrival of my new desk, or my extra desk. So that is coming, I think, next week, which is great. Love it. And yeah, aside from that, that means that from next week on, once the desk is built, I'm putting it next to me right there. So I'll probably turn this camera like 45 degrees or 90 degrees that direction, so that I can aim it at where the fan sits now. And then if we do crafting streams, that'll be the face camera. Or I could also, if I have the space for it, I do still have my old camera. New setup and desk. Well, the new setup is purely gonna be for crafting, and not Minecrafting, but actual crafting. Because I want to start. I've been loving bookbinding. I've made 2 books already, which, you know, in the week that I got into it, making 2 books in a week doesn't sound that pressing, but with the time restraints that I've had, I feel like that's something. And then we can start doing like some bookbinding stuff. I got a press, and it's heavy. The press is heavy. I didn't want to go all out for the press, and I know you shouldn't get things even if you're starting out. Hello, Alois. I know you shouldn't get things when you're starting out, but it was only 60 euros on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, okay, you have to at that point. It's a nice one as well. It's like fully. This city. Oh, this is a good question. What was 60 bucks? The new press I have. Look at it. I'm gonna pick it up, and it's gonna sound like I'm carrying like 40 or 30 kilos. This thing weighs a lot. It's a proper like cast iron press. It's a proper, like, I can pull out the phone and give you a better angle. Give me a second. If I sound winded, that's because I am. Wait, where's my... Oh, there. OnePlus. Look. It's a proper cast iron press. It's seen some wear and tear on it, but I mean, it does the job. Let me go full camera for a second. Look at it. So that'll be sitting on the new desk, right? This will be sitting on the new desk with all of my bookbinding stuff, which at this point isn't a lot, but it's some stuff. And right now it's sitting all on my, you can see it, it's sitting all on my little coffee table, which I want to get rid of, like declutter that period. Yeah, it was. I had to go to the capital though. I had to go to the capital, so I had to do a 2-hour train ride, which honestly was worth it because I also got to walk around the capital for a second. Okay. Okay. What era is this city based on? That's a good question, actually, because it's a bit of a mix of everything. Brussels, yes, I had to go to Brussels to pick it up, and then I had to walk with it for. I had to carry it to the train station in Brussels, which was like a 15-minute walk turned 30 because I had to carry it. Farmers walk style, and then I also had to carry it from the station over in this city back to my house. As with history, right? And this is something that you'll see a lot in Europe. I don't know I mean, I imagine it'll be the same in other countries, but cities evolve over time, right? So I would like to say that the remnants, this is built on remnants of like a fortification. So that would be the oldest part of the city. Then the buildings on top of it are based on like Italian and French Renaissance, but also a bit of Victorian era styles in there. So I want to say that the city is somewhere between 1600s to the newer style, which is very much that English Victorian industrial era. So I would want to say 16s to like early 1900s. That's your time frame. So we're blending everything together. But that's kind of how cities go. Your oldest parts of the city are way older than your outskirts most of the time. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. I don't know if that answers your question correctly, but that's the only answer I have. Okay, I do want to get maybe a pathway in here first. Path. Oh, we only have one path block. Nice. I don't want to do path block though. I also kind of... Okay, let's see what kind of dirt we have. Okay, nothing. Cobbled. Do I have like a nice cobble? In here, those are only tiles. Okay. That's all pretty smooth, which is not what I want to go for. Can a games be PvP or only solo? It can be PvP, which is one thing I want to do today. Is we want to brainstorm one of the bigger games for the city. So if you have ideas, let me know, because I am all ears. Player versus player, I know. The eventual goal is to have players on here to play the game. So yes, they can be PvP. They can be. What's the brown awning like? Pretty nice design. How does one make soap? Don't know about that. A good pot block. I mean, rich soil might actually work. But that... Ooh, straw bales? Wait a minute. That's not too shabby. Also, we also could do... Ooh, rich rice bales? That's just straw. We also could... I don't want to make it too difficult to get all the materials for this. But on the other hand, it is only a very small amount of path that needs to be designed. So if we do strip logs, then we've got some mushroom stems somewhere. Or mushroom blocks in general. And then with that, we do like Happy New Year, Emma. Welcome in. Flax bales also kind of work. Nah, never mind. But with this, we combine some sand. Where you at? Sandstone. Because that is quite light with some darker hues, and then this will look crazy, but give me a second. You know, for like a pathway, this might actually work. So let's try and get one in place. I see the vision. Yeah, that's about all I have. Also, you know what I want to do more of is flea market streams. There's a stash here that keeps crawling back into my nostril, and it's driving me crazy. The stash is out of control, chat. Among us, style deduction works. Similar mechanical tasks. That is true. That is true. And that's not a bad shout in general. On the other hand, I am kind of scared that people are going to say, ooh, you copied Tango. You know, because he has done whatchamacallit, in the past, Among Us in the past. But that is a good idea. And I wouldn't call it Among Us, but yeah, no, that's a good idea. Maybe not for this city, maybe for a different city. I like the idea of like cities having a theme to them, in the sense of games, right? Hello, Wicked. Welcome in. And this city is very much like that. Carnivals meets chance meets a little bit of gambling kind of vibe. because this is where people earn their money, and then they can go off into the other city and do the other cities. King of the Hill, also good idea. I love that. But again, probably not in this city. They're great ideas. No. And then they can like get themes, like a team game in if they wanted to. Right. Oh, what if... Okay, give me a second. What if, for the sandstone, we don't grab just regular old sandstone, we grab sandstone... like a tile or maybe a couple. Maybe no, cobble is probably going to be the best option, right? Or a small brick. I'd say for the setup, you want it to be automatic. I don't want players to come in and have to set things up for their own, right? Now, if it's something that is mainly just, oh, you pick a class or you pick a loot barrel, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But that's about how far I would take it. Do I like that? It's a bit too off color, I think. It doesn't match well with the grass. So what about something else? What about a different color? Okay, let's go into chipped, see what we have over here. I mean, a gray would be good to continue this, but I don't want to continue the street cobbles throughout the park, you know? That has been done before, but it's not what I want to do. Just in case that we do that, I am going to do this so that I can just use roll edit. Among Us with the build style. Yeah, but if I do Among Us, I want it to be... Okay, so if I do something that is Among Us inspired, or Goose Goose Duck, or whatever those games, whatever game in that genre you have, I want it to be like part of a city. You know, think of it this way. You have an entire block, city block, that is that game, and then they have to go into houses to do their tasks. That'd be great. And I don't think this city is gonna lend itself to that idea. Right? It is a great idea. I'm definitely gonna put that on my list. I'm definitely putting that on my list. Now I'm looking for games that are a little bit chance based, but also have some skill involved. I can't think of a good idea though. Can't think of it. Even on the underground villages, architect, found, make sure. Yeah, sure. Ring the ball. What's ring the ball? What kind of game is that? You know what? I am gonna complete. I am gonna do the ring around in the same. Bill. What did I do? It was like what, 70%? Supplementaries, gravel bricks. It was 20%. No, it was definitely not 70. I'd say 60% supplementary gravel bricks, and then at 30% gravel and 10% andesite. Oh, range 100. I think that's gonna be our best bet. Yeah. Memory-based puzzles. Okay. So here's I'm gonna grab a sketch pad real quick because I like the whole like ideas that you have, but I've got a bit of it. I've explained this before, but I don't know if I've explained it well. Sketchpad. So what I want to do. So the first city that we're working on right now is our hub. Right, that's our central hub. This is where people are gonna come to upgrade their gear, to buy new food, stuff like that. Right. Which is why I want this to be like your your chance chance, maybe a bit of gambling in chance games, but also like carnival, right? Think festival games. Carnival. Boom. I don't know if it's carnival or carnival, doesn't really matter. Carnival games, right? And then we will do a different city that's all about puzzles, so that people who want to do puzzles can go to that city and do all the puzzles, right? Then we'll have a city that's all about PvP or PvE, right? With like battle arenas and stuff like that. And so all of these will tie back into the main city that's going to act as a hub, right? So that's kind of what I want to... we'll have a city that's all about strategy, right? Strat. We'll have a city that's all about whatever. Platformers, right? Platformers. And then we can make sure that the city lends itself to the theme of the games that are in them. So like for the platformer games, we can build the city in layers, floating above the other. We'll have the strategy games. We'll have a city that is all about shortcuts and all about knowing your way around the city. For the PvP, it'll be massive dwarven-like structures that are that lend itself to like to kind of look like bastions or like fortresses. For the puzzles, all of it will. The entire map will look like, kind of like a puzzle, maybe. Something like that. That's kind of what I'm going for. So for this city that we're in right now, I kind of want all the games to be a little bit of chance, a little bit of skill. Think about... Oh, a good example of those are these, right? Is these, like, but then on a larger scale. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I don't have good like real life examples of what games are the ones that I'm going for, which is annoying because that's the best way to kind of kind of steer you guys in the right direction. And I don't have a good example. So I think Among Us would be like in the strategy game department, right? Because that's mostly strat. Whereas like a battle tower or a king against the hill, a king of the hill situation is more a PvP map. You've seen what? No, I haven't looked on Discord yet. Oh, I know that. Yeah, no, I know Darren Q. That is cool, yeah. Okay, let's see. So those are locations for trees. I don't know if I'm gonna do big trees or smaller trees. I do like the idea of only having a couple big trees and then surround them by smaller ones. So maybe do another big one in here. And then we'll do like smaller ones. I don't know how you would do it in Minecraft or if you have done it already. But I love this one of those finishing honorable games. Yeah, the fish specific items to win. That we've already done. This is a fishing game right here. So we can have a round of fishing. We're gonna get ourselves a fishing rod. Oh, we've lost. So it's based on the actual vanilla mechanics, where you've got, I think it's 10% chance to get treasure. Then I think it's 30% chance to get junk, or 60% chance to get a fish. And so every time you get a fish, you've lost. If you get, I think if you get junk, you win the small prize, and then if you fish up treasure, you win the big prize. And I don't know if we can do it to play, to win at least. Sky, is that so? I don't know. That's not what I read on the wiki. So that's another fish. Let me look up the wiki. But that's a good comment right there. Fishing. Jug and treasure. Defined as a 5. Wait, must be open water. 5 by 4 by 5. 2 blocks away horizontally. Oh. Okay. So the water axis is indeed not a problem because this is all open. But yes, we do need bigger pond. So that is a problem for this one. I mean, we could make it bigger, but that would kind of defeat the purpose. So that's why I've never won. But we'll leave this to be. And then we'll figure out how to make it bigger, I guess. I don't know. It needs to be at least a 5 by 5 and then 4 deep. But 5 by 5 and 4 deep is quite big. So I don't know if we'll be able to do that. Entire building Skype. It's not the... So only the block above the water. So basically, only this block right here needs to be air. There's nothing about having to have sky access. It just needs to be an air block. At least that's what the wiki says. See, wait. See, each See, each horizontal layer in this area must only consist of air, lily pads, or water. It would allow you to still... I know, but then it would still not be big enough. It's wide enough. That's good. It's not deep enough. So to make it deep enough, to make it big enough, I would have to have the water come to here, which kind of, you know, defeats the whole, like, this is a caravan that they take on the road kind of vibe. I don't know. We'll figure something out. For now, we'll just act as if it's something that you can win. Alright, let's make some smaller trees right here. Do that. Junk loot table. But even that needs sky access for needs the same requirements as treasure for it to work. That is gonna end up being as big as the other one, so let's not do that. Let's do fancy trimmed trees then. Which is probably the easiest tree to make within Minecraft. Is a fancy trimmed tree. You can just do that. Boom. And then you kind of just, you know. You do that. You bring them up as high as you want. And then you punch out a couple of leaves. And you add these back in. And then you say, ooh, that's not good. Those line up. Let's bring them down. And then this one needs to go. And then decide you don't want any of those to come through. So let's just do that. There we go. Fancy tree. Fancy little trees. If you don't want to spend hours trying to shape a tree, this is the way to do it. There you go. And those are just gonna act as like a little bit of a barrier. The treasure loot table has size reduction. Oh, junk would still be fine. Oh, interesting. Then that is an option that we can do. Let's do small ones in here. Like that, and then 2, 4. Okay, then we'll do 1, 2, 3. Here, it's good. And then we'll do bushes around the rest. We'll get 2 more small ones. 1 in here. Nope. In here, and then 1 in here, kind of framing out that exit, and 1 more in here. And then we'll have 2 big trees. If you do it based on each fish too, they have different rarities. We could like cod, salmon, be your fish, pufferfish, your junk, tropical fish, your treasure, just to keep it to the smaller design. That is true. We could also do cod and salmon be fails, so you lose in general, and then pufferfish and tropical fish be the small prize. Because they're gonna get junk either way, right? And then junk be your big prize. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I do have to keep in mind that we will have to change that. Okay, so I want this one to kind of feel like a willow. So I want it to kind of droop over. So maybe we bring it a bit closer. I want it to droop over this edge over here. So what if we make this like the big old oak tree? Right? So we'll start with this, and then we'll slowly bring it over. Most of these will be accompanied with some of this stuff. Right? So, and then from here on out, we'll do branches, properly hanging branches. Yeah, we'll go up here as well. Yeah, I kind of wanted to hang over the river a little bit. And then we can use some of the vines to kind of like have it drain into the river. That's good. For a willow tree. But this is gonna be a willow tree. That's the goal, at least. Oh, and we can have it root into here if I wanted to. No, that's a stair. I want these guys. Kind of break up this trunk a little bit. Right, that's better. Sure. Let's go for fences now. And I like the spruce fences because it just adds another level of texture into your branches. So I don't use copycats for all the branches for that reason. This is gonna be a big boy tree. Big boy tree. Okay. We will have to have a branch in here somehow. That, this, bring you out here. Okay, so overall, dense enough, not dense enough over here. So let's bring in another big branch over here. Maybe we droop it a little bit, as if it's been weighed down by anything. Then we can get another branch in here that goes up quite steeply. Just so we can kind of get in here. Have another branch coming out here, like so. Smaller branch coming out here. And what does that look like? That's better, density wise at least. We're gonna go up, make a bit of a dome. This one needs to go up all the way. Well, not all the way, but this is going to be our tree top. So we're kind of working towards here. Willows are quite flat on top, right? Is that, do I remember that correctly? They tend to be flat. Okay. That looks pretty good. Just trying to get some branches in the empty spots. I think that's good. Now, do we want to give this a different color than the other trees is the question. I kind of do. That's actually a pretty nice shape. What kind of leaves do we have? We could go pale oak, but I feel like pale oak is going to be too gray. We could also do birch. Because birch has that off green, which still ties into the oak leaves, but it's a bit on the grayer side. Although I think willows, or at least the willows that I know of, are slightly yellowish in their coloration. Oh no, they're actually quite green. Maybe I've only seen willows in... No, yeah, they are slightly yellow. Maybe that's because the branches are slightly yellow. And then of course you've got plenty of willows. They're either very green or slightly yellowish. They're beautiful though. Honestly, I feel like this is what a pale oak should have been like. I've missed, or maybe I haven't seen pale oak forests that much, but I feel like they've missed that willow vibe. But yeah, maybe spruce is the way to go. No, not spruce, birch leaves. Should arrow snowballs at moving targets? Pass in front of them, hitting a target deals points, hitting a bomb target deals points, start a move, predictable patterns. We could do that, yeah. But then we would have to figure out a way to count points. Which, I mean, is possible. It's just I would have to figure out how to do it. It's definitely possible. Okay, boom. So that's our lower base, and then we'll do these branches separately as their own little small things. Start from the bottom. I'm gonna wait by putting leaves on the bottom of branches. Face facts with dignity. Ooh, that's a good one. Certain people should listen to that one. Instead of always trying to work your way out of situations, just go, yeah, you're right. That is a fact. Certain people could do it following that advice. I'm not saying who, but certain people. Most people, fair. You're right. That's a fact. See, that's how you take that advice. Okay, how are we thinking? How is this coming together? Ooh, it's not too shabby. And then if we get a lot of that under foliage ready. The thing about trees is you don't want them to be too dense. You want them to be dense in foliage. Definitely if they're like all greens. But you don't want them to... You still want to be able to see branches. You still want to be able to see the sky through the leafage. Because if you've ever been into a forest, you've always seen a little bit of the sky at least. So that's kind of what I'm going for when I'm doing trees. If I stand underneath, I always want to be able... Also, so it's not bad to have like less dense areas. That's how trees work. They work by having trees around a branch. You know? The leaves should be around the branch, not in the middle of an empty spot. Which is one of the reasons that I do all the branches first, and then I kind of feel out if it's too dense or less dense or whatever, or it has to be less dense. And at that point, you can just kind of like whack away at them. Having denser spots definitely helps, but having some dead air, literally some air in between your branches, kind of helps. Sometimes. Not always. Definitely not always. Boom. Okay, now we're at that point where we want to bring our leaves up a little, maybe you start using some of that undergrowth. Come on. Let me place things against fence posts, please. Yeah, this is starting to shape out to be pretty good. I do realize that birch leaves are quite hard to see in game, as they're mostly small in pixels, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's bad necessarily. And then we kind of want to look at it from top, so we need some more leafage in there, need some more leafage in here. And now is where we start to use that underside to kind of make it look a little denser than it actually is. Also to kind of round out that bottom. Gonna want to make these a little droopy on my end. The vines are going to tie this together. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how I'm going to do the vines just yet. Overall, I'm trying to already start that droopiness with the leaves, because that is where this is gonna come together, I think. Just having the feeling of this leafage already being pulled down by the weight of its like vines and stuff. Chipped has different vines. See, that honestly already pretty decent, if you ask me. I like the fact that we've got some opening in here. Maybe we do add some leafage around the main branches, but I don't want to overdo it. And that kind of helps. Maybe we do that. Yeah, I like that. Let's. What does this feel like if we? Ooh, I do like the fact that we raised that part a lot. That's actually not that bad. That's actually not that bad. Let's look at what kind of vines that we have. Those are all like vines. Yeah, those are not the ones that we want. I don't want to do, because those grow endlessly. Warp vines would, honestly, warp vines. Leafy vines would fit. lush vines might fit. Long vines might fit. What's the vine called from a... Yeah, see, those are not the ones that I wanted to do. Those definitely not. That definitely doesn't fit. What's the one called from... Let's see if what regular vines look like, and also see what... What's the one called from the oak, the pale oak forest? Don't they have vines as well? Or am I mistaken? They're just so green. Okay, let's look at glow lichen, because I do like the vine. Oh, you can't put those. Oh, god damn it. Good thing we've got. I do like the vines on these. Right. And that kind of fits, as long as there's no berry. I mean, maybe berries isn't a bad thing. And we've got enough branches to hold these, so that's... Honestly, I might actually go for this. This looks good. And we can shear these so that they don't keep on growing once we're at the desired length. I want them to be dense, but I don't want them to be everywhere, you know? So maybe we do add one more block in here. Now it's kind of like that phase where I decide I want more. Boom. Kind of want to have some in here. So we'll add another block right there. Maybe we put it right there. No, that's not connected. Oh, this one overhangs. Boom. Just to kind of fill in this area a little. Okay. This one would do well with some vinage. Okay, chat, what are we thinking? Kinda like it. I kinda like it. We do need some more vinage in here. I like that vinage now has become a verb. Little bit of vinage there. And then we'll let these grow as far as they want as they go. And that's actually, I think that's enough. And then from here, oh, look at that. That's pretty. Can we see it from the ground? Oh, it's just creeping over. Oh, look at it. I like it. I like it. Trying to work out the Among Us games. How many players should... I mean, you would have to be able to play it with 2 players or with multiple players. Although Among Us with 2 is kind of hard. So maybe like 4 minimum is kind of where I would draw the line. But you would have to be able to scale it up to be... I mean, depending on the amount of players. I'd say 8 max. 4 and 8. I feel like is a good shout. Let me just frame it in a bit with these guys. Any more luck or chance-based games that we can do outside of the ones that we've talked about already? Or carnival games. I kind of want to do like a theme kind of vibe where I wouldn't want to say a puzzle room, but something that's very similar. Ooh, that's looking decent. Right? Something very similar to like a puzzle room where you kind of have to go about the room and then it kind of forces you into certain pathways by chance. Dice roll games, yeah, stuff like that, where you still have an aspect of choosing, but also aspect like elements where you kind of have to just, you know, roll the dice. Randomized maze room sounds evil, but I love it. That's also something I do want to do. A randomized maze. It's kind of a vibe. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. I do feel like a maze would look better in like a puzzle district, right? I'm looking at the map. So this is the entire like district that I've kind of accrued to games. To bigger games, right? So that's the entire space that we have to play around with. Of course, we'll fill in the gaps with housing, but basically everything around here. You know what? Yeah, let's do everything around here can be bigger games. So it doesn't really have to be small. You can make this like you can make large arenas. With like a pretty, maybe we do some research later. Once we finish the garden. That is pretty. Oh, dude, I see. This is what we do Minecraft for. And then we'll get some extra foliage. We got some shrubberies. Oh, that's gonna be good. It's just gonna be good. I honestly, I don't think we need trees over here. I feel like that, which is just a little bit of maybe low shrubberies, is gonna be the best bet. What kind of shrubberies do we have? Oh, also, oh, we've got leaf litter now. Chat, we've got leaf litter now. We've got the backport. I do kind of hate that it's all like dead leaves. But that's kind of, you know, that's fine. Okay, we definitely want a little like bench, like in this pocket right here. Maybe a bench over here that sits and watches the big trees. So that's definitely, we definitely need a good bench design. Which for now, oh god, what was that? For now has been brown seats. with trapdoors behind it, which works. Yeah, it's fine. What else? What about some mud grassy walls? No, those are not mud, but also I don't like them. Oak hedge. No. No. But we can use those if we wanted to. What? Oh, there's one block that I do like. Where is it? I saw it. It's right here. A wicker fence. Oh, look at it, chat. Look at it. It's a woven reed fence. We're definitely gonna use this. Maybe not everywhere, but do that and then have like this, and we leave some gaps in between so that people can still get around it, but just keep some of the grass nice and floofy, you know, that. And it doesn't connect to walls, it doesn't connect to anything. So that, and then we'll switch it up. We'll kind of go where we leave a gap over here. We have a wicker on the other side, so the same goes here. Maybe we start it off as well over there. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. I have a little bit of a wicker in here. Like that, maybe. Then we can have a bench sitting here over across. Don't really need wickers over here, but I do want to do something fun with this pagoda. Again, I don't think we need trees over here. I just think we need some ground foliage. And then over here, I just want to do like a little bench sitting over the water. So let's get a brown seat. And then do spruce, trapdoors, but we get the good ones. Little bushes, maybe not full trees. Yeah, just some shrubberies, you know. To quote a great movie, we want a shrubbery. Firefly bushes, you have those in the backboard? Yes, we do, and that is a good idea. We'll do like that. This is my bench design, but I like it. We'll have some trash cans, although I don't feel like we need trash cans in this world. Another bench. We'll have one more bench over here. And then off the beaten, like from the things, we can have some dirt, some coarse dirt leading in there, as if people have been walking over it. And I wanted to, over here, I want to do like a viewing platform. So maybe we grab some scaffolding. We can do that, and then grab, or even better, we hang it from the wall. Is your Modpack on Modthread? No, it's still being approved. For some reason, my description wasn't good enough. So I had to redo the description, and they're approving it still. Yeah, with the goggle things. I don't think we have one of those. Like, we have one that we can actually put in the thing, but if we do, so I don't think we have like a middle, but if we take 2 blocks from each side, we have this, and then we have like in the middle, we have 2 staircases going up. Got some rails so that people don't fall. Right, they can get up here. Kind of wall. Look, do we have what's that? A telescope? No. That's kind of annoying. But like a little viewing platform that you can get up to. Also, probably means that we want to beefen up this pathway a little bit. Just make it a little wider. Why don't? If we do that, then kind of do that. We are working with gravel, so we do need to put a floor underneath it. Otherwise, things are gonna go nuts. There you go. That's what I meant with I gotta put a floor underneath it. Item frames holding. Yeah, I thought about doing armor stands maybe, but I don't know. We could do an armor stand. But that's like overall things, you know? That's good. Let's continue our wicker over here. Okay, now we just need to figure out a good source of leafage that look kind of like bushes. I like having like berries in my bushes, so we'll do oak leaves, of course. Oak leaf. Let's do cherry. Then we'll have like a little bit of leafage in here. We'll grab some of you just to act as the only thing I don't like is that these always, the chipped leaves are always so much brighter. Kind of throws me off. Okay, but that's not too shabby. There. And then we had those leafy walls, right? Hedges. Do these connect to leaves? They don't. And then why are they brown? Why are they brown? And I do like having it go up against the fence. Okay, so that we're already getting greener, which is nice. So that for this part works, and then over here we'll do like a little bit of a what's happening. We're making a park, a little park. We're also braining for braining brainstorming for games. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of stream. We're looking for games that are skill-based but still involve a bit of luck. I think a good example of one of those games is games like Baldur's Gate, where yes, having the skill to like kind of you know kind of work your way into situations and read in situations well, but also just trust the dice. Survival. This is for my survival world, yes. But once I'm doing, like when I'm doing trees and stuff, I always like doing it in creative first, because I'm not the best at building trees and like foliage and stuff, so we do like kind of working our way around it. I'm not here for the thinking part, but I have I mean, so do I. We're passing around the same brain cells. Let's do another bush in here. And then I think that's enough, like hedges and like shrubberies. Baseball with patches and garbage shorts. That's great. That's actually a good idea. But also very hard to do, because patches are hard to hit when they're in the ground and on the air. Okay, now we're looking at like ground foliage. We've got bushes now. We also we've got bushes now. Can you craft bushes? Bush. No. So we'll have to find those. We have firefly bushes. Ooh, we do have mushrooms. Nice. What can easy NPC? Oh, dude, that's such a good mod. They allow you to add in custom NPCs into your. Wait, how do you know that that easy NPC is in here? I know I've said it before, but. But yeah, easy NPC kind of allows you to make custom NPCs into your world. Yeah, the hot dog seller is one. They allow you to do custom trading, custom NPC dialogue as well, which really helps create an RPG style world. Okay, I think shrubbery-wise we're good. I'm gonna make a little, like a dirt pathway over here with some good old-fashioned. As if people have been like walking up to that bench. These are the kind of details that that tie everything together, I feel like. Hello, Mr. Square, or MC Square, welcome in, how you doing? There we go. Just have a little bit of a walked part of the thing. That's good. We do need some more bushes in here. Yeah, and they can pathfind the players. Yeah, they can walk. You can make them walk random. You can also lock them into players. So if they if a player's online, they'll pathfind to a player. Okay, that's good. Now, what kind of foliage do we want on the ground? I feel like ferns and stuff are gonna be a bit too much. Kind of want to have Lily of the Valley is one of the best flowers out there. You have a supply of bushes. I mean, I assume they're gonna be easy to get. Can I put cactus flower on the ground? Chat. I'm gonna have to find a desert, I think. They're so cool. A little bit of white in there with some lily of the valley. Gonna out them on the ground this whole time. What? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. A little bit of brown in there from the saplings, then a little bit of white in there from the lily of the valley, which is arguably, no, not arguably, which is the best flower in the game. Everyone who says lily of the valley is not the best flower is lying. They put in a cactus flower or two, and look at that. I feel like that is pretty good. When do you plan to switch on the super flat to explore game concepts? I don't know, once I'm done, once I'm happy with the garden. We're nearing that point though. I feel like we're missing a little bit. It's just regular old short grass to kind of break up the bushiness of it all. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't face the direction I want. And the eye blossom also now exists. Eye blossom? What's an eye blossom? The roguelite should switch to Chisholm. Yeah, no, I'm already planning to do the roguelite in game here, but that's a PvP kind of thing, a PvE kind of thing, where we don't have that city yet. But once we have the city of, I don't know what that city is gonna be called yet. But once we have that city, we are gonna do roguelite in there as well. Don't worry, because I do like the idea. Eye blossom flower, pale garden. Oh yeah, but it's a bit too gray for what I want this to be. It's a bit too gray. I'm just gonna put some grass in here. We don't want it all to be flowers and stuff. Grass in here. Maybe we do like some saplings in here and like one flower. Okay, just gonna get rid of some of the bushiness and just put some grass down. Then we'll have a little flower patch over here. A little bit of a flower spread over here. Can I put these? Oh, you can't put them on leaves. That would have been the best. I think, chat, let's do a walkthrough. You know what would be cool is if I could get these to spin, but that's fine. I think I think we've succeeded in creating a little park. I like that the bridge now is kind of framed by the trees, right? I also like that it's one of those like not suspensions, but like framed bridges that you often see in railroads, with like a little viewing deck. Which, you know, that looks good. Time for sleep for me. Yeah, just take care of yourself, please. And then over here, oh, we might do a statue. Little statue, maybe? Question mark. Can I do straw statue? Style. There's poses. Can I do a little Cupid? Want it to kind of point forward, but have like a leg up. This, and then we could left arm, left leg. Nope. There, and then this one goes forward a little. This one needs to go back a little. On go further than that. And then the head, I want it to tilt up a little because I'm gonna rotate it. No, that's not what I want to do. Is it Z rotation that's gonna make him fly? Right there. And then we're gonna scale this very small. Hello? Where did he go? Come up. Oh, it's because it's gravity. No gravity, please. Because I want this guy to look like he's flying. Okay. And then we'll do MC Nova skins. That's what I'm going for. Make him on. Keep it. Do we have actual Cupid skins, like stone Cupid skins? No. So statue is the way to go. Okay. Also, Nova skin not the best one. Skin. Where did you get the name Luderia from? The thing about Luderia is it comes from a Latin word called ludere, or ludere, which means to play or to game or right. to play, mock, tease, or trick. Right? This is Latin. It's a verb. To mimic, mock, deceive, play. Right? So that's where it comes from. And then it just made it into a city or a country sounding name. That's where Luderia comes from. Any goals for 2026? Just make more. In general, just make more. Hello, Super Taco. Welcome in. How you doing? Been a while. Come on, give me something. Why am I not getting anything? Come on, give me at least a good one. Inside. You know what I should install is the custom model skin thing, so I can just put skins on armor. Statue. Tags. Let's see. Anything that's good. Dude, there's none of these are good. Wake me up inside. Wake me up in. Let's see. No. Damn, this is a horrible way to look for things. Just need a statue, dude. Any statue will do. Just scrolling through it for now. But that's not the tactic. There's no tag for statue. Static. No. How would one look for statue skins? Maybe in the category gray. No, hate that. No, hate it. Hate it. Gray, not the way to go. Okay, next. No. You would imagine the category medieval to have some statues, but apparently not. Apparently not. Fantasy, maybe? A lot of skins from the Hermitcraft that are ripped off, but that's about it. I just want a statue skin. It's not that hard. There's Gem. What she's doing in here, I don't know. Bye bye, Benj. Well, yeah. Have a great rest of your night. I know this is riveting gameplay, but has to be done. I want to see what this looks like with an actual skin on it. It's apparently hard to do. And I'm not grabbing another account to just, or making another account to just do skins on. What's that? Let's go back to category gray. I feel like I had more potential over there. They're so bad. Most of these are not good. Hey, we are getting better. Oh, and we've gone again back into the old bad skins. I'm not saying my skin is good. My skin is far from good, but also I wouldn't use my skin for what I want to do now. Just want something that kind of looks like a statue. I don't want it to be any character that's known. So no, I don't want a grayscale version of green. This kind of works. That works. I hope this works. I don't want to do cape. Okay. Oh, I hate the lines. If it didn't have the lines, this would have been perfect. Next, we're looking for something else. Where are you? There you go. We're looking for something else. If it didn't have the lines, it'd be perfect. Mm. What's the website called you're looking for? I've already looked through NameMC Nova Skins. I'm now on Dali.net. None of them are all great. None of them are great. What's with the 20 different variations on the same Minecraft skin? That's what this is. There's just recolored versions of different skins. Or the same skin, I should say. People really take, oh, this is content creator skin. I'm gonna remake and recolor, and that's gonna be my skin. I've seen 20 different versions of green. I've seen 20 different versions of gem. In different colors and different shades. I don't get it. I do get it, but I also don't. Colorful. I don't want colorful. I want a freaking statue. Reverberated. You shook me all night long. You shook me all night. Witch, no. Hero, no. Snow, no. Reshade, no. I don't want reshades. I want freaking statue. Punk, no. School, no. Hood, no. Spooky, maybe. If you died alone, shook me all night. Shook me all. Modern, no. Goddess, maybe. Clone Stars remake, no. Pants, no. One Piece, no. Sunflower, no. Pepe, no. Cardigans, no. Tokyo Ghoul, no. God, Open Link. We'll look in there as well. See if that gives us some options for statues. Black and white might be an option. Gothic. Maybe Gothic might give us some options for statues. Greek. There we go. Let's see. Let's give me some Greek options. These aren't very Greek. So insecure. That kind of works, actually. It's simple, but it works. And that's what we're going for. What's with the black freaking streaks under your arms? I know it's because it's is it because it's a slim one? Style. There you go. Slim arms. Kind of works, and then if we put a shaft and we put it on top, and now we just grab some quartz. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Position. Let's bring you up some more. I don't know where it's hit. F3. No, B. Okay, then if we grab a bone, maybe bone might actually be the best way to do this. This bone does fit quite well. Yeah, that kind of works. The bone is a bit too clean, if you ask me. So what if we grab something that makes the bone a little less clean. I feel like this could be a thing, a statue, and then if we give it a little bow, it'll be a Cupid statue. Or something Cupid inspired, at least. There we go. Little statue. I think that's good. I like it. I like it. And garden-wise, I think we're also done. Except for maybe a little bit of bone meal in the pond, because the pond's pretty bare. Just got some grass in here. Maybe we got some lily pads in here as well. We don't want to do fish, because they'll just leave. Ooh, maybe we do some of these as well. Just got some kelp in there. Doesn't matter if it grows all the way up, but it's just gonna add a little bit of variation to our seagrass. And then over here we can do. Wait, does drip leaf not go on? Does that only go on dirt? It does. It's kind of annoying, but not something I'm fussed about. It'll just change some of our undergrowth a little bit, but that's fine. Go some of these in here, these together with some actual lily pads are gonna kind of clutter our actual ground level. Right, and then ooh, wait, do these go on there? No. No. Hello, Sandy. Welcome in. How you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're having a great time. And some small drip leaf along the sides. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. We've been working on a little garden. Happy New Year, indeed. And I feel like that is gonna be. Do I have anything else? We could do some sea pickles. We can do some picklage. Just to add to the clutter on the pond floor. Also add a little bit of light in here. I don't know if I want to do lanterns per se, but just some light in the pond might help. Okay, I feel like we're at a point where we can call this done. Also, if we wanted to keep the fish in, we could have a pond of fish if I got some fences and just board this up. And then we can waterlock the fences. Because that's going to keep the fish in. Right? And make it look as if things are still going. Kind of do something like this maybe. As if it's like one big structure, I would call it. Maybe not a structure, but you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Yeah, that kind of works actually. And then we can have fish in here. Then we can have buckets of salmon, or maybe a bucket of tropical fish. You can have some floaties in here. Yeah, I like that. I like having some fish in here. Good. We have statue. We have fish. We have a nice view of our industrial part of town. We have... Oh, we can't jump on these bricks. I know. And then we have nice flowers and trees. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Now, up to part 2 of the stream. I'm gonna crack my back real quick. Just gonna take care of my back. Oh, there we go. Stretch. Chat. It's a minute to stretch for everyone. Everyone needs to take a minute to stretch. Okay. Come on, load terrain, please. Also load my world, please. Okay. Okay. Come on. There you go. Let's do some concept building. I still like that build, but that's going to go into another part of the world. For the people who don't know what this is a game where you kind of have to shoot. I don't know if there's stuff in here. No, but you have to shoot the other player's ground, and kind of get rid of the players by doing so. That's why it's all made out of obsidian, because, you know, that's why. And then the players will receive cannonballs and gunpowder through this side, so that they get to do that. But this game is as good as finished, right? We just have to build it inside of the world, really. What I want to do is I want to build up a game that is a team-based. That's possible to be played. So let's set some requirements. My brain is racing. Give me a second. My brain is racing. Let me clear all of this. Let's set some requirements. So, 1, it needs to be playable as a team, or 1 versus 1, right? It needs to be both of those. 2, I want it to be both skill-based, right? Skill plus luck, right? I do want a little luck aspect to it. And then I don't know if I want puzzle, but I do want it to be a big, like a bigger arena. Bigger arena type game, right? Those are the 3 points that I want to hit. Does it have to be fully create based? No. Does it have to be non-create based? Also no. So that's what we're doing, and the first thing we do when we start a game is we try and start to find the core, the main goal of the game. What does a player have to do, or what does a team have to achieve? What is something we can work on that's a bit luck based, but also not luck based. I mean, luck based can be anything, so maybe that's not the what's the skill based thing in Minecraft. Maybe we start from that point. These are all decorative. What's a skill based? Memory is a skill, so that's important. The mace, yeah, but then I have to get maces, and that's like a whole nother. I want this to be something I can build like pretty much now, almost. Also, I want this. I want a person that hasn't played any create to be able to play this. That's like an aspect of all of the games. They don't have to be tied to any of your Minecraft skills, or at least not to like a specific mod based skill. What's it? What would be good? Parkour, crossbow. That's a good idea. Answer this message real quick. Answering a message real quick. Give me a second. What else do we have? What kind of? We could do something with the ghasts. Fishing is luck based, but we already have a fishing game. Could do something with wind charges. Those are always fun, and they're farmable, so we can do something like that. Crossbows, bows. That's about it, right? Yeah, we've got eggs, but that's trident. That's all. We need to farm tridents then. What's this? Oh, I do like the idea of maybe we just take like a simple game, almost elemental game mechanic of like maybe we do like a dodgeball kind of game, right? But we have the arena influence the output. Right? Maybe we do like a dodgeball. Dodgeball is always a fun game, right? And we can make a mechanical dodgeball. In the way that we can have ground or the floor be taken away, right? Okay, let's see if we can figure something out. So let's say we have tic-tac-toe, we need to place anything. That's also a good idea, but also that's something that's more PvP orientated than luck. So what if this is or maybe we take a different block, something that doesn't blend in with the ground. So maybe we have something along these lines. Boom, 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 boom. And that would then be our division line. Each side. And then we have our retraction zones. Right? Retraction zones. Something like that, right? And then aside from our like your basic dodgeball, which is an MCC thing. If you don't know what dodgeball is, basically you play dodgeball with a bow and arrow. So every player gets every turn people get an arrow, or teams get an arrow. They gotta pick off a player basically. If you get hit, you die. So we'll have to figure out a mechanic where people have to be able to either go to 1 heart or something, and then we have a wall around here. Boom, boom, boom. So we have a wall, and in that wall we can have something that floods the arena, right? Although flooding the arena might not be the best way to do it, because then we're going to get rid of our lava. Although, we might not want people to die in here. You know? Okay. Let me just get the floor working, right? We can get a clock in place if we wanted to. So we can do that right there, or even better, we use where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, here. We use this guy because those we can put down like that. We can have we have a couple of mechanical pistons. We need it to go down 2 blocks, so we'll do 1, 2, 1, 2, and then that one won't. Where I began, where I come around. Okay, so that is gonna be where the ground stops, which means 2 blocks down of our original floor. Right? Yeah, then we'll have a doorway in here for them to get out. We need power for this. Good. And then I also want gear switches, which are near the top. Gear shifts, that's what I'm going for. Boom, boom. Boom. We'll turn this to a nifty 120, maybe like 64. Let me glue the floors together first. Okay, and then if I rotate these, sure, that's pretty good. So you can't get on top, back on top of it. If you're fast enough, you can, but you know, that's not how things go. She almost kept me waiting. If I ever got another chance, she kept me waiting. She said, what I told her to do. She said, yeah. There we go. No, oh, I do still need to get one in the middle as well. Just so you can't see the noodles. That, right, with a clock, we want to put a clock on this. So we'll use the built-in create clock, which is a, where is it? Where is it? Is it in building blocks? It's gotta be in building blocks, isn't it? It's not. Wait, what? Clock. There. There you go. Stopwatch. Right. Component 1 is fine. And then can I start and stop this? How do I... Okay, let's just do that, which is 2. And then it starts again. Okay, good. So we can start and stop it, which is nice. That is gonna be intertwined with a clock that is gonna redirect these guys. Let me get some blocks out. We want a, I say 1 minute clock. What's a 1 minute clock look like? I mean, we have 1 minute clocks. we don't need to. We don't need to make a minute clock. We can literally start a minute clock right there, and then so that's gonna be there. So let's do 10 seconds for now, just to test it out, and then 30 seconds we'll have a redstone line running from here all the way over here. Now it's gonna be a toggle latch, yeah. That toggle latch goes right there, right over around here. And then if I power this, which for now we'll use... why is that? Oh, it's still going, okay. Oh, also, what I should do, so we have 10 seconds here, and then we'll do like a couple of seconds in front of that, so 5 seconds. We'll just ring a bell. 20 seconds, so that we kind of hear what's going on. Note block and a gold block. This one should go there. Wait, is that a... No, that's a powered... Wait, what? Oh, that's a toggle latch. That's not what we want. We want a normal latch. There you go. And then we want a link, a redstone link, and a controller. Where the controller at? We'll do gold for now. We'll do gold. So now we're starting. Okay. And around 10 seconds we should see that guy go. Never mind. Oh. Right. Yeah, there we go. And then the reset should be as easy as putting buttons. That's not gonna be easy at all. Because I don't want it to interact over here. So we'll have to route this over here. But you, with your gold blocks, in here. Right, and then we can have you with your andesite blocks over here. Or your alloy blocks, I should say. And then we need one more reset over here. There we go. That's gonna reset everything. Okay, so let's try and start this again. So that should restart our entire clock. We do our thing, boom, 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 boom. And then at 10, we should see the first layer go, boom. At 30, we should see this guy going. One thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to hide that clock deep because I don't want to hear it constantly. And then if I'm still on here, once I can't get back on. So that's good. That's one way. And then the only thing we really want to do is we want to be able to wreak some havoc. And that could be with we can do fans. Because you can do, what's that? So I figured out what I want to do. I want to do, you know what Dutch Bolt is, Alois? Dutch Bolt, the MCC thing. Yes, so that's basically what we're doing on a smaller scale, though. And then, so we already have the Dutch Bolt system, right? We can start the game. We have the timer right there. Dutch Ball. Oh, no, Dutch Bolt. So you basically, people get an arrow, and then the floor kind of goes away, right? The further you go. And they have to shoot people off the platform, right? And so over time, oh god, over time the platform gets smaller and smaller, basically. And then, right, boom, and the last man standing wins, or the last team standing wins. So what I want to do now is I want to influence the game using some create mechanics, and we have the good old-fashioned nozzle, but I don't know if this is gonna do, if this is gonna affect players as well. Way higher. Yeah. This is a concept. This is just trying out some. Just normal fan? No, I want to have all entities being sucked over here. Or, oh, blown away. Look at that. See? And this is just enough so that where you're standing, so now it's that block, right? It's, I think it's from, oh no, it's further even. This is not in range. Yellow's in range. No. Okay, so we want it to be a bit faster, because I want everyone to be that standing on here on the orange to be in range as well. What are the people who are like standing on the edge here? That either you need to crouch or the bell makes, yeah, same. I'm gonna get rid of it for now. That's why I said we're gonna need to bury that thing far away. But having one of these at both sides is gonna be fun, and this is where the luck game will play. Is this will not always be on, right? This is not gonna be always on. We are going to have them spin a wheel with different punishments. So this is only going to be one of the punishments. We'll have... We can think of what other punishments can be bad in a game where you have to stay on the platform. Right? What other punishments could be bad? So that's one. What else? We can flood it with water as well. That's true. I want this to be most punishing in here, so maybe we do like dispensers in here. Arrows is an option, yes. So a dispenser with a bucket of water in here. We'll have to do one dropper in here, because that one is gonna drop the item. So water things, and then maybe we do arrows from the side instead of the the ceiling, because I want this to be open air. So maybe we do like one. We'll have to do dispensers, right? Yes, like that on either side, and then we just put those on a timer. Wouldn't that be in PvP City? No, because it's luck based, right? It's a skill based game that involves luck. Because none of this is PvP, except for the dodgeball thing, which is the entire. It'll be fine. It's the only thing I could think of. I think that's 3. I want at least 4. 4 punishments. So we've got water, arrows, that. What else do we have? What else do we have? What else do we have? That would involve some luck. Also, we're gonna have to think about how to activate all of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of some sandstone real quick. With air. What did I drop? Oh, right, the bells. Okay, so this is gonna be the okay. How are we doing this? Well, a lot of it is gonna be done using wireless redstone, right? So we're gonna take our classic redstone appliance block, which is this guy, and then this one will have to link up there. Then we're gonna set up our game timers. One of those timers is gonna be for the arrows, which we'll just put over here, or maybe even better, just to limit the amount of redstone links that we have. We'll do this. Do you have mob heads data pack? I do. Yes. I do. Why? And we'll grab an arrow. And then I don't know what would be a good filter. Let's do breeze thingy. Because I think I want to change it from hitting someone with an arrow. I want to change it to throwing someone off with a breeze. Gotta go finish dessert. Have a delicious dessert. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum. So that will be you. Boom. We'll put a timer on it of every 2 seconds. And then that will be able to switch off. And that works. I need a lever, just a simple lever. Boom. Then next, what other timer do I need? I need one for the dropper, which is gonna be dropper. Oh. And then we need to figure out a way to load this thing, but for now we'll just load it manually. Also, that's not a good design. We probably should put these onto the side of it so that we can load it from the back. Okay. So then I don't think there's a way to make folds big enough to house those. So what I'm probably gonna do is have one on either side and just feed them. That's the wrong block. Is this the most efficient? No, but also like we get plenty of arrows from our farm, so it doesn't really matter. Also, we could make a factory that just crafts arrows if we notice it's running low. Put that, and then we just get a, for now, creative crate. Just to fill up our system real quick. And that should be filling up this guy while we work on the rest. Now for the wheel, I do want a physical spinning wheel. Right. So how do we make something physical that still allows us to... How do we make a selection wheel basically? I mean, we could do that, but that doesn't really work. No, would this work? We could do a mechanical bearing. Right? Then have a wheel set on there with a redstone block in it. Right? This is a very crude example of what this might be. We can make it look better once we want. And then for that wheel, right? This is our wheel. We spin it, and then we have 4 outputs almost. Right? 4 blocks that have either a extender on it, a redstone repeater, or a relay. That would be make it even clearer. And that would be our indicator of what won, right? So that would be our wheel. We could also make it oversized and then make it look like it's a wheel after the fact by just, drawing a circle on it with some blocks. But that would be that. Now we just need to figure out a way to randomize time. For our bearing, basically. So we would do a clutch, which would be powered by default. Then we do latch. Again, this is a concept. Nothing is in the right place. I would want this either horizontal or vertical. I don't know yet, but I do want this before they enter the game. Like that. We'll have it on a slow 64. And then we need to figure out a way to randomize that output. To randomize time, basically. That's a good question, actually. How are we randomizing time? How are we gonna randomize the time? Let's glue this thing together first so you can see it spin. That's a bit too fast, isn't it? Even that's too fast. Let's do 16. Yeah, that looks better. And then we only place when anchor is destroyed. Oh no, wait. Okay, if I do always place, it's always gonna pick a corner, right? Yes, okay, good. Now to randomize it. How are we gonna randomize it? Do I... That's a good question. How are we randomizing this? We could do a sand tower. Give it a timer. But that's gonna be... Is there anything that randomizes stuff? I mean, yeah, droppers do. Wait, we could have an eight-way randomizer in here. Okay, let me see. Hopper. Hopper. Smart observer. And we only want you to look at this. So once we start, right, we'll have another guy set up here. With that, and then a timer, boom, on. I'd say we go pretty quick, 20 ticks, right? I just want to see if this is gonna work. So that, and then that will read into there, which is gonna lock the thing. And it also is gonna read back in here to lock that. Okay. Good news, bad news. Good news? No, the bad news is I've got these reversed, so we're gonna wanna rotate. This one would have to go there. Going like so, and then this would be 20 ticks going that direction, right? No, wait. This can still be here. We just need to power it from the side. And then this should still be here. We just need to power it from the side. And then the... Oh, wait, no, wait. Oh, even better. We did that. Right. 20 ticks. Wait. Okay, so that's not an option. This one now is good. And then powering these here. Okay. So you want the backs towards each other, which this would result in. And then this would be our input. Like so. Hey, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. And now, yeah, now I mean you just need like a clock of blocks, no blocks. And we've got 4 outputs now. Now let's see if we can make this look like an actual circle, or at least circular, with some copycats. So first things first, I feel like we should bring in this edge a little more, because we want to cut this off. I feel like that would work. Now we just need something that's smooth and non-obtrusive, which is cut deep slate. There we go. I feel like that kind of works. We also, if we wanted to, could go there, but then it's gonna look more like an octagon. So I feel like this is probably the best we're gonna get. Button. There we go. And then if we put a little border in here, just to clean it up on the inside once it's spinning. Right? That way we don't get those air gaps. Or at least they're not noticeable. I like it. And that is going to control this entire thing. But my voice has been itching. And there'll be a time where you kind of just, you know, it's going to go for a while sometimes. But sometimes it'll just stop immediately. And then we'll have, like, stuff on pedestals on here to indicate what's been won. Right, what's won. But I think that's gonna be it for today. There's no stream tomorrow because I have to go and celebrate with my parents. It's their birthday. That being said, we are gonna stream again on Sunday, so the day after tomorrow, and yeah, we'll see what happens then. I do want to. This is a creator I can't raid into a lot, so I didn't want to raid into them since we're streaming on Friday. So we are going to raid into a good friend, Whip. Tell them I said hi. I'll probably lurk in the chat a little bit, but I need to get my voice sorted out. I also need to go and hit the gym. So thank you all for being here. I'll see you all back on Sunday, and I'll try and think about the game a little more while we're working on it. I'm probably gonna do some recording, but we'll see what happens in between that. Bye.